Hi. Why I suffered in silence, I do not know. I do not know the series of incidents which are hunting me, were trying to find answers through me. Was a suffering? Was it a part and parcel of my life? And can I get a solution? I thought the only way of getting a solution is I have to find my own solutions. Because I was not a guy to share with anybody. I did not even the thought that somebody else will help me out. And if you ask me why I thought like that, was my mother was like that. My mother never used to go and ask anybody's help, and she used to find her own solutions. And she used to say God is responsible for this. One, two, three times I attempted suicide with my mother. And the last suicide was I did it in Hanumanji temple, and where the pujari saved me and my mother. And whatever she was seeing in her life, where she could not get solutions, and for her, the ultimate solution was to disappear from earth with me. I don't know whether it is right or whether it is wrong. She used to tell stories of her sufferings, how father did certain things which she didn't like, and how she could not tackle every time she was a victim, and she consumed poison. Sometimes she used to argue with my father. Sometimes she was fighting. I also seen physical fights and among my parents. And but one thing was my mother was with my father. She never left the house. Then that was the reason. Then I thought this is a part and parcel of every person's life, and I was not telling to anybody because they may make fun of me. Already I was in North India. I'm basically from South. There sort of a racial discrimination in the classes, and my name itself was very funny name, P.T. Sundaram. And now I was shortened it earlier. I was called Tirukudu Sundaram. And everybody used to make fun of my name. Somebody used to go Thirakonda Sundaram, they go Tirupuda Sundaram, and they used to make fun of my name. Then a lot of bullying was there. Nobody to help. I don't know what to do. I never ever thought that there is going to be there will be a solution for this. I was only thinking I had to find my own solution. I was battling my own life, and I was very, I would say, sincere student, and every day I was victimized. Suddenly, my tiffin was open, and the contents were on my book. They used to make fun of me. Sometimes my book cover is missing. Sometimes my bag is missing. And some people used to laugh at me. Classmates used to laugh at me. And I used to smile at them, but I never thought this is called bullying or I will have a solution. I had a very few friends. I don't know. So that's how I thought, okay, there's a part and parcel of life. And I find the same isolation throughout from my school days, in my college days, even in my office days. I was a loner. I thought I'm fighting a big battle as a loner to win like that. Uh, But one thing, the plus point which I have from my mother was my mother used to read a lot of books. Of course, she was reading a lot of spiritual books. I started reading some self-development books. Around 1968, then colleges or schools was not there, and it was I was in Hyderabad and Telangana agitation for years together. Schools were going on massive strike. No examination. We were passed successfully for 2 3 days. 2 3 years we were promoted, and maybe sixth to ninth, I didn't do any studies at all. Right, straight from sixth to ninth, and ninth standard was very tough for me because actually sixth to seventh class, but it was almost 3 years standard. Ninth was very tough. Tenth was very tough. And 10th I got very low marks, and I didn't get the first group. My mother started crying. You are not cannot become a doctor, you cannot become an engineer. That was another big hit for me. Then the more and more I used to read books, I was unconsciously attracted to the self-development articles in Reader's Digest. And I used to quiz out any self-awareness. I was self-awareness article. I used to quiz out how to know yourself better. And somehow I was drawn toward this sort of self-quiz articles. Part of suffering in silence. And I've seen many of my classmates they attempt suicide. Somewhere in the corner, going on suicide is one solution. But somehow something prevented me not to talk about it because there can be better solution. At the time, I'm telling a pre-Google days where I had to read more. See, I started looking at that suicide attempt. How did I come up from the suicide attempt? I got a habit of introspecting myself. That's the biggest advantage of an introvert, you can say. I started seeing why I actually committed suicide, and is it my mother has invited me to suicide or something else? No, apparently I was going through a series of negative incidents during my school days. My mother taking me to suicide was one of the reasons, but actually I was mentally prepared. Even if she had not attempted suicide, I would have attempted suicide. So if you look at the suffering part, number one is school bullying, and the kids used to make fun of me. They never used to call me for friendship. I had very few friends. Either they called me or I did. So some the school support has gone down. My mother, she was fighting her own battle of life with my father. So that was gone, and it was all only because of my cousin uncle, who was a person who entered into our life, and our whole family was thrown out of gear. And and he was hitting my mother. My father supported it. He was demanding more and more food. He was demanding more and more facilities than we had. And if it was not denied, because when we had a very, my father was a police constable. He had a very few uh, salary, small salary, but the demand for my uncle was more than what he can afford. And my father used to play safe. And if I was, we had belt therapy. If when I talk something or my mother talks something, And my mother-in-law, my grandmother taught something, either used to hit me or used to hit my mother, therefore we were scared with belt. So my mother used to tell me that come let us do suicide because I cannot survive with your father. I thought okay, suicide is I thought the walk in a park. I didn't know what was suicide, but already I was going down and down and down. Morale was going down on me. Then she took me to a temple and she told we'll go to God. I told okay we'll go to God. And there was a water tank in that. She was taking me towards that, and I told, "What is that? You're telling we'll go to God. God is there, and you're taking me here. No, here is a shortcut to go." And she drew me inside, and I slipped. She also slipped. Both of us slipped. Then I told, "No, no, no. This is very water," and she told nothing. Don't worry about water. She caught hold of her nostril. She caught hold of my nostril and she forcibly dipped me. She forcibly dipped me, and she told Rama Rama. I also told Rama Rama. And, and afterwards, I remember I was trying to struggle to come out. I was trying to, the more I opened my mouth, more the water was going inside. And I saw my mother somewhere she is being moved away, and I lost her control. I couldn't handle her. Her hand slipped off. And I remember that I have taken a lot of water, forcibly water entered in me. I don't know what happened at that time. I don't know how long I was there, but I don't know where my mother was. I lost everything was in silence for me. But one thought is, which has haunted me was nobody is there to help us. Neither mother will help, neither father will help, neither God will help, nor friends will help. But all my doors are there closed, all my opportunities were closed. I felt as if I was sealed in a metal box. Then I started hearing suddenly, I had some feeble noise that somebody is telling, हो गया, that happened, this happened, ऐसा करो, वैसा करो. And then consciously, when I became a little conscious of what is going on, I was lying in front of Hanumanji statue. My mother was lying wet, and I was lying wet. And as usual, the pujari asked me what happened, and I told all the story, narrated all the story. So you feel that suicide is a solution? I thought suicide is a solution. Yes, I have seen many movies, and we can go to God. There we can go and ask Him for a next good life. He told, okay, one is you're telling is good, but I want to ask you one question. The bad name which your mother is going to earn after suicide, will it continue by your parent, father, or not? I told it will continue. Do you want that? Do you want to earn bad name even after she is gone? Do you want bad name for your mother? More bad name for mother by committing suicide? I told I don't want that. See, if you are alive only, you can prove to the world that the bad name what your mother is getting is wrong. But once you die, world will talk, your father will talk, your relatives will talk bad about your mother. Who is going to challenge that? Can you challenge that after your death? I told no. Then you should be alive, isn't it? I told yes, I should be alive. Then he also told me that you are such a good son that you are ready to commit suicide for your mother. What about the mothers who doesn't have sons like you? He told yes, what should I do? Then it then he told, you know why God has helped you? You believe in Hanumanji? I tell I believe in Hanumanji. Do you know why God has helped you? I told him, I don't know why God has helped me. He helped you for a simple reason that you have to help many such mothers. First, you have to protect your mother, you have to protect other mothers. I told, how? How can I protect my mother? You believe in God, He will help you. The first thing is you pray to your father. You tell your father, I will do anything for you, but don't torture my mother. I told, it's okay. I will do that. Then he also took me a promise that he will not commit suicide and he will also help mothers. I told, okay, I will help mothers, not thousand, I'll tell lakhs and crores of mothers. And I came out, and afterward, never think of that, don't encourage such thoughts, but such thoughts were hunting me. Then one of the well-wishers told us, if these thoughts will be always disturbing you, keep yourself active in something else. Maybe you can go to debate, or maybe you can go to. Then I thought, what is the debate club? So you are here only because the more you think about yourself, more you are getting frustrated. Go to debate club. Then I joined a debate club called Pioneer Academy, where that is where I would say the first relief of my tension came. Then there I was in the, we call public speaking now on the day. It's called a table topic. Table topic was we used to write chits. It was about 5 minutes, 10 minutes speech. It was like a fun learning for a group of people. Write certain topics, name out topics. If I were a prime minister, if I were a chief minister, if I am the school principal, something like that, and to write in sheets, and they used to put it in a box, all the sheets. Then each person used to pick up, and whatever the topic they comes to be, they have to talk. So that process of this one was a sort of a relief for me, but I want to make my own impact because already I do not have an impact. Then what actually happened, a series of incidents happened is suddenly I saw that I'm a good speaker in that room. People are seeing me as a hero. And they were happy about the words I used. Then I thought, okay, people like my words I used. Yeah, your vocabulary is very good, your English is very good. I didn't know my English was very good. And another thing, what happened is I got some cup award, and one of my friends came to me. See, when you were hospitalized, I didn't tell to my friend that I attempted suicide. I was hospitalized. So they told me, see, when you were hospitalized, I was a part of the trumpet group in Sisitas, school trumpet group, and I was playing the trumpet. And they told your trumpet is very good. They have given you a prize. You have to come and collect the prize. So I went for collecting the prize, and there people started telling me, the teachers started telling me how I was sincere and why he liked me, why I got the prize. Then that was one reason. Then suddenly I did not know I came first rank, and people started seeing me as a hero. They used to tell me how should I write exam. All the people who were bullying me, they started seeing a meaning in me. I also started meaning in me. I started seeing a meaning in me. Then I thought, okay, the more and more I read, the more and more I learn, the more and more people will accept me. So that is why the hunger for reading got accelerated. Actually, I had a reading habit from my mother, but I started meaning in that. Then when I started seeing people started accepting me, that self improvement has become a part of my life. And afterwards, even though I was under a sort of a mental disturbance, that was taking a last priority. And here I was trying to make myself more busy in these activities, debate, quiz, table topic. Then I joined an involuntary movement called JCs. JCs is an international um, youth association where they focus on self-development. They have their own trainers, is international. There, I started seeing a lot of meaning in that. Then, by the time I was earning in the company, then I had an urge to become a best trainer. So I took few topics. Goal setting was one, body language was one, because I like that. We had a series of topics, standard topics. Then we made a directory of all trainers, and where under the training, every trainer should have 4 5 topics. So they will be called by other JC chapters throughout the country for giving lectures. It was a self-voluntary movement, becoming a trainer. That was something, as a trainer, you become a teacher and you start. So, the training had changed my life. I started meaning more meaning, and people started me as a good trainer. Then I realized that I'm a very good speaker, I'm a good very trainer. Then I thought the solution for the problems I am facing is a psychological problem. Then I thought, let me learn first. So that is how first I went to Hyderabad Management Association to become a trainer. I thought, let me learn from people, copy what actually other trainers doing. So prove myself. So I learned time management that was required for my JCs, because JCs training I was not happy because they had a standard module of telling 2 3 words, repeating the same information, and every trainer has to repeat the same information. But I want to be something different. I want to be something better. Then I went into this Sharu Ranganikar program of time management, and that was useful too. One was for my company and how to manage my own time. Then I had was a it was useful for me because I was called more and more for time management, because my time management was more practical, more for executives, more for working group, and that time management made a big difference in my life, because I started making what are my things to do list. Then what is important, what is urgent. So unconsciously I could see that there's sort of pattern shift coming in my life, and I can know what is a priority, what is not a priority, what is a non-priority. So this I found out that, yeah, this may be a solution. I was now not suffering in silence, but I was I would say running behind success, so-called running behind. So that was the thing. So what I started as suddenly one sort of a revelation which came to me was uh, suicide to success pattern. We attempted suicide. If you see there is a V, they set up a V line. What is the V? You can see one side it goes down slope, another is slopes up. The slope down and slope up, I could see a sort of a many other tree, and I could see some meaning in my life. First meaning was a negative slope, that is from normalcy to suicide. If you take that as a 45 degrees line on the left, that was because I could not see meaning in what I was doing. There were no signals for me. That every signal was a failure signal for me. The bullying signal, or people make fun of me. Mother was not helped. I don't know where to ask help. That was slowly slipping down, and I went into a silence. I went into a vacuum, and there were enough incidents. Yes, if I die, my mother will not be happy. My father will not be happy. My school may miss me, but that became very dead voids in me. And only thing is, the biggest voice which came to me, which was high echo, was I'm a useless fellow, and I don't see any opportunity, and nobody appreciates me. And when I started coming out of suicide, I had one thing is I had drowned for about half an hour to 40 minutes. We were drowned. I was on one side. And what is the miracle? How did a person who was down for 40 minutes, who has drunk so much of water, who has been seen out, and the people started giving life to me. I could feebly see how they were running to desperately help me. And they were not my friend, they were not my relatives, how they were helping my mother. And afterwards, what happened is one is the miracle why I was helped. Second is I could see meaning in that. I was helped to appreciate my trumpet award, my prize award, my vocabulary award. So I saw a different world. The world was one world I saw was a meaningless world. Whatever I do, I don't see an appreciation. I don't see an utility. Now whatever I do, I started seeing that, and I also was able to see that as a cause and effect. Oh, if I do this, I can get result. If I do this, I can get result. So I have understood the cause of the success. I have understood the cause of my suffering. That was the greatest lesson for me. And one more thing which has moved me was I started taking revenge against my uncle who has disturbed our life, because uncle has come into our life and he was heavily demanding for food, heavily demanding for room space. He was heavily demanding for bicycle at that time, and that is the reason our peace got disturbed. And I thought he is a villain in my mother's life. That is my father's brother. I started moving with all sort of negative friends. I used to go with them. I used to offer tea to them. I used to offer puri to them. We were all schoolmates and classmates. But they were the Dadagiri type, and they were the last benches in my classroom. The more I made friendship, why I made friendship to is only to revenge against my uncle. Uncle was about some 7, 9 years old, elder to me. My uncle was 9 years elder to me, and what happened is there was some sort of sometimes these people used to hit him and he used to hit me back, and sometimes he used to know it was because of my friend. Sometimes I used to hit him back. And I was once a case was there, and a police case was filed against me, and I was in police station. Then somehow my father was a policeman. He brought me out, shouting at me, and my mother started heavily crying. My mother thought my mother will appreciate me because I was able to hit him back, hit my uncle back. But what actually happened is the uh, my mother started telling me, "What is this you're doing?" I told mother, "This is what I am doing for your sake. That fellow has punished you, and I am punishing him." She told, "You are like your father. You are doing what your father has done. His father has created problem for his mother, and he is creating for wife, and you are also going to create for your wife." I didn't know what she was telling me. Yeah, you are not trying something different. No, no, but that is the only way we can do that. No better way is there. See, what has happened is something, if you repeat that, the same thing will happen. One day you will be jailed, one day I will be jailed. Do you want that to happen to me? I told no. If that is no, see, you are in jail because of what? Because you hit him. Isn't it? If you are not hitting him, you will not be in jail. So, what should you do so that you are not in jail? I should not do that. So, one way is do something which your don't do what your father has done. Don't do what your grandfather has done. If you, because I am suffering because your father is doing what his father has done. His mother suffered because of what his father. The same thing is happening with me. Why don't you do something different so that you get a different result? That's the only way of survival. I didn't know at the time that she was telling me a very big theory of improvement. That was the biggest paradigm shift in my life. One paradigm shift was what the Pujari told. Uh, what Pujari told us, uh, you have to help many mothers, and God has helped you. Second paradigm shift was, can you see cause as a cause or can you see cause as an effect? If you see cause as a cause, you will be seeking revenge. If you seek cause and effect, you will rewrite your story. So that was that in my mind. And on that day, I went to some training program called transaction analysis. There was a trainer, I think Ajit Mahendra was telling, there are two ways of looking at things. One is creating a future everybody has created. Another is creating a future which nobody else has created. But one thing is you have to do the goal setting. Sorry, it was a class on goal setting. Okay, that has changed. Another thing which has changed my life. Then I thought, okay, the more what actually is happening is the more and more I spend time in isolation, I am feeding my inner voice, negative thinking, negative stories. Okay, I am getting a step. The more I am going outside for debate, quiz, and training, there is no inner chatter. So first thing is kill the inner chatter. Once I kill the inner chatter, my suffering will go. My inner voice, disturbing inner voice. That is how I have discovered the solution uh, to suffering in silence is stop the inner voice.